It's another beautiful Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brand. As always, hi, ladies.
Morayo.
I've been taking Yoruba lessons.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, my girl.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
So I bring
Ima?
this to Morayo Afolabi Brand from my daughter's school yesterday.
Oh.
It was really nice. And thanks to the owners of daughter schools, I went to host an event for them and they gave me a very nice gift. I'm still finding it because I don't use an
Giving
iPad.
you clothes.
And YK, thank you for the pack load of pashminas I got. This one, I just wanted to do blue, any shade of blue.
Oh,
all
how
shades
sweet.
of blue.
How nice.
Thank
She knows what
YK.
you need.
That's
That's
what
what
she
you would
knows.
appreciate. Not these
So
shoes.
we are grateful to life. Grateful to God for life.
Yes.
And for good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Fantastic.
Did you say you got an iPad?
An iPad kit.
Oh, okay.
I'm still trying to understand what to do with it.
Jumoke will let you know.
How you doing, Mara?
I'm doing
How's the
good.
weekend?
My weekend was good. I went for IK Talks.
Oh,
He
yeah.
does this every year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very, very interesting master class. And and you know, it just goes to show that when you keep doing something over and over again, why is this guy giving me eyes?
You
like
better not
this?
be looking at her eyes.
I'm looking at her eyes. Something is happening here.
IK is a personal friend. I can't be dissing him so close to Sunday. IK, well done.
All right. You know, when you do things over and over again, you just become a master. Yes, and
okay.
we had a lot to learn.
We believe you, Miriam.
How's your weekend, Jumoke?
My weekend, though, you know, I usually have business meetings on Saturdays. That went well. Then yesterday morning, I woke up and said, wait, you and YK have cleaning planned for Wednesday. Shouldn't charity begin at home? Throughout the day till 12 midnight, I was cleaning my room. You can eat on the floor of my bathroom toilet. All the excess load, if you see the amount of things I threw out, things I had not used in 2 years, I just emptied my room.
Bad was it, though?
That kettle
How
I wanted
bad
you
was
to
it?
give to me was a mug.
I've given the kettle
But did you
away.
hear that the date has been reviewed from Wednesday to Friday?
Because you are not on set on Wednesday. Can you imagine? Can you just
You guys are going to
imagine?
go and clean up by Mike's house.
No, the objective for me is not just to clean out the house. So if you are empty the wardrobe.
Because you guys cannot go there without me. What rubbish is that? Because me, I saw the room, koro, and I saw all this load.
We can do it tomorrow
I said,
now.
when you guys come,
Clean out.
so you guys cannot go and collect without me.
No, we're not collecting.
We are
helping her.
cleaning. Oh,
Clean
You
it
know what?
out.
I think I'm going to go there today.
You might as well go there
I'll
earlier.
be there today.
right. How was your weekend?
Not bad at all. Today's a year for Papa Brown family. My father-in-law passed on a year today.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it goes so fast.
Wow.
Such a great man. And so
I haven't
it's a-
even won my Ashwebi.
Oh, really? So it's not what the actual is, but remembering the
No, just to say how fast.
But how do
fast
you
it's
remember?
gone.
Yoruba?
Everyone.
They do Sarah, all those kind of things.
So what are you doing?
Well, my mother-in-law is supposed to be making small rice. The pastor comes to the house to pray.
Okay.
People just come in. I don't have people just keep that date in their head. I mean, you now remember the date and that's coming to the house.
It's Yoruba people. One man yelling.
Anyway, so people
Yeah.
are already saying that they're coming to the house in the fair.
Ekori,
Yeah, so anyway, we have a news mention today. The federal government has approved a 10-year validity period for Nigerian passports. The validity was extended with the view to reduce the stress Nigerians go through every 5 years to renew their
True.
passports. Is that a good thing?
It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it is a good
Definitely.
thing. I wish that they just did it before me. I renewed my own passport.
I'm about to renew mine. So is it immediate
Yes, I should think, but you know Nigerians and
You
things.
Right,
You
you
just
don't
never
renew
know.
the
mine.
bottleneck there.
I'm supposed to go there actually today or tomorrow, just to the passport office. I hear there's a lot of stress.
It is, oh.
You haven't done it before?
I've not renewed.
Look,
Recently,
but I
haven't
can't
renewed
say on TV how we get it out in.
Oh, you can hook me up.
I can.
Oh, fantastic. This is Nigeria. There's always a way. There's always a way. All right.
To your court.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're starting very quickly with the punch. Buhari didn't want the alliance with Tinubu in 2013, says the reformed APC chair, that's Galadima. Insecurity, President sends 1,000 troops to Zamfara. Ondo youth beats DPO as bus kills 2 persons. 842 sanctioned for exam fraud at NAPTEP releases results. Itakbe Ajaokuta Warri Rail ready next year, says Minister. FG overpays 196 billion naira as personnel cost to 450 MDAs. Alleged forgery, reps panel wants Buhari's aide persecuted. INEC budgets 1.8 billion for possible presidential runoff, and my dad's autopsy inconclusive, says MK Abiola's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't really have a human interest story here, but
So we can take the...
So I had two stories.
Yes,
The
that's-
insecurity in Zamfara.
Zamfara.
Yeah, so the presidential aide spokesperson, Garba Shehu, yesterday while talking to pressmen, mentioned that the president ordered 1,000 security personnel to Zamfara, and the Nigerian Air Force have started taking aircraft to Katsina, the closest airport to Zamfara. They said it was impossible for them to do for a while
Due to some
because
logistics.
Katsina didn't have a fuel depot for those aircraft,
Yes.
you know. And lots of Nigerians have been calling out the government over the weekend with the constant killings happening in Zamfara. So we're very grateful that this is happening.
They're
We
more
hope that they're
responsive.
able to stem
We're
the
hopeful.
insecurity immediately.
The-
But
the-
1,000, while 30,000 went to Ekiti. It is well.
1,000, at least they're responding. The journalist hangouts episode on Zamfara bandits killing was a major expose. I think everybody should go and see it because Otsoju traveled down there, and you know it was the terrain is such that before they get aid to those people, it will take at least 2 days. So they need to open up access roads. They need to do a lot of groundwork for security to be in place. Those places they are inaccessible. The roads are bad. Imagine if we had the flood.
we have to move on. But the major headline, Buhari didn't want alliance. I think that was Buba Galadima saying that it was him, I think the few others, the three people according to him, put the alliance together.
Yeah.
And he actually wrote the memo, and he insisted on having our current vice president. But the president, Buhari at the time, wanted Bakari as the VP, but he insisted that he would not sign the memo without
And
that.
he mentioned that President Buhari didn't want to even have anything at all to do with former Senator Tinubu. And Bakari has come out a lot to criticize this government in the last 3 years. I wonder if he was the VP, if anything would have been different.
So I guess it was justification for this reformed APs that listen. This is why I'm not forming a faction because of personal interest. I'm friend because according to him, their family actually, his daughter is married to Buhari's family member, something like that.
But you know, when in politicking, a lot of things go. You need a breakaway for people to defect.
Let's move on to the nation. APC patrons launch battle to sack Saraki's supporters. Afe Babalola University Ado Ekiti is the best of Nigeria's 75 private universities. Wow. How Buhari will win 2019 by campaign. Gunmen kill Bureau de Change after snatching $80,000. And EFC defects to quiz Ekwerimadu over assets. Mariam, you have that story, Bureau de Change.
So Victor Thorpe is a man in his 50s. He owned Bureau de Change, and on Friday around 11 a.m. he had just taken out $80,000 from his safe for a client, and he left his car so he would not be trailed. And so he got on a commercial bus. Unfortunately, he was still trailed. Gunmen on motorcycles stopped the bus, went into the bus, took the money from him, and shot him in his chest at close range.
This was Amadu Bello way.
Amadu Bello, Legico building
right.
is what they
And they
call,
rushed him
right?
to the military hospital in Awolowo Road. Unfortunately, he died on the spot. His
I
wife
don't know
is
why
also
they
destroyed.
killed. You took the money. Why
guy
didn't
didn't
you
struggle
just-
with
The
you.
thing that happened in
Maybe he could
they
recognize
shot the
them.
lady in the head, close range, last week, just so that they'll take money off her. Someone that wasn't objecting to your taking the money in any way.
Okay, let's move on to Daily Sun. Troops kill 16 terrorists, 1 soldier, 4 civilians injured in army Boko Haram firefight. Buratai hints at local production of weapons. 121 Nigerians killed in South Africa in 18 months is Falano. Defections can't stop Buhari's re-election, Okorocha and Kinyamu. I'm being persecuted, says Benue Governor Otom. And FG recalls 2.4 million cough recalls for 2.4 million cough syrups with codeine content. Okay,
I
which
have
one?
the codeine content, 2.4 million cough syrup bottles, and the story for me is palliative in that. That's not going to stop
Reactionary.
codeine. Yeah, it's not going to stop
Addiction
codeine
and
addiction.
use,
We
abuse.
need to go to the roots of the problem, not just banning codeine itself.
But
If
it's
they
a
don't
starting.
find codeine,
It's a
they
good
will
start.
find something else.
But it's a good
I
start.
wanted to take the Falana story quickly. So, 42-year-old Mr. Chibuzo Mwako.
Right.
Oh, you wanted us
No,
to
go
take
ahead, go ahead,
the-
go ahead.
I also have the
troops,
troops
you
kill
can take that.
terrorists.
I want who else has that
I have
story?
that as well.
Okay, so go ahead, Tumok.
Okay.
Tumok, finish the 121 story.
Oh, okay. So, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Falana, was saying that Mr. Chibuzo Nwako's killing brings to 121 the amount of Nigerians killed in 18 months. And he's saying that the federal government needs to quickly do something about it. And the South African government needs to also look at xenophobic attacks of other African brothers.
It's not as if we're helpless. Nothing has really been happening on the Nigerian side,
no,
on the
exactly.
South
At
African
home,
side.
if we
It's
are
just,
unable to deal with the
oh,
one that's
yeah,
in
yeah,
power,
it
let me
happened, and everybody else goes
Let me
back.
tell you what we can do. We have a foreign mission in South Africa. If Nigeria is on top of their game, and that's what a foreign mission is about, we can say that we're going to cut all ties with you. We're going to do this to
Also,
your
Falana
companies in
was
Nigeria.
suggesting-
Saying the cost of
Falana
that.
was suggesting
They're
that
saying
they
the
No,
cost
but
of
in
that.
action.
countries were refusing to sign a pact for the African criminal court that will allow their citizens come together and get justice for this kind of things.
Okay, let's move on to the other story.
Yeah, so
Mara,
the,
troops killed
um,
16th terrorists.
Yes, okay, so the Nigerian army, Operation Lafia Dole, intercepted 3 trucks and were able to kill 16 insurgents who had gone into this village called Mairara village in Monguno local government. They had gone into a village, these insurgents, and were terrorizing people. But unfortunately for them, the Nigerian army got there just in time.
Fortunately for us.
Yes, and unfortunately, a soldier was killed and about 4 civilians. But, you know, this is very good because some weeks ago we talked about the Nigerian army losing lots of soldiers, you know, and trucks. So this seems like they were able to recover 3 trucks, recover some ammunition.
But
So that's
every
good.
life loss is still pretty
Yes,
Very,
it
very
is, it
important.
is.
important.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was burial of Nigerian army soldiers who were killed up
Really
north,
sad.
and we didn't have any government official there at all. Obe Ezekwesili kept on shouting that she didn't want to believe that it was true, that it was our army men being buried.
Our own correspondent, Ugochi Ologbu, lost her cousin.
Yes.
In that.
And there was no government official. Like, the government is trying to just keep quiet, hush, hush, like, bury your head in the sand and
told
hope
you.
it will disappear.
And I also
Let's
mentioned
move
my
on
friend
to-
that lost her brother as well.
Yeah.
She said they haven't reached out to them to tell them that her brother has been killed and he's already been buried. So this is something.
Imagine.
Moving on now to Vanguard. APC moves against Araki's men in government. Let's see the other story. Certificate forgery. House report indicts presidential assistant on persecution. Let me jump a few stories here. 7 PDP senators set to defect to APC. I think that's the only other story. Go
So the
ahead.
Senate, they are questioning the certificate, the LLB certificate.
Penny!
The presidential aide, Obono Obla.
God will bless you.
We are hoping that with this new wave of everybody's certificate being forged,
Adeleke, certificate come out. Have they
No,
shown-
no. The US has denied him quickly that he did not graduate.
You know, in Nigeria, before you get your transcript, if it is in Nigeria here that the Senate had to summon the VC
Abi?
of a reputable university to come and defend one person's certificate.
Benny.
It's not a difficulty. Exams and record, just write to them. They will tell you, this person is so registered here.
Dropped out this year.
So
At
this
level
this
of grade.
Obono
It's not a
Obla,
big
what
deal.
happened now? This Obono Obla.
Obono Obla, they are claiming, had forged his LLB certificate.
Imagine. He's not even a lawyer.
So all of us that went to school now.
Imagine me without the strike.
Please, do you know who
Finally
he is?
becoming layout.
Do you know who Chief Obono Obla is? He's the chairman Special Presidential Investigation Panel for the Recovery of Public Property.
Yes.
Chai.
How
That
can
means you don't
do-
need to go to school.
Why did we go to school, man? Because I'm just
You
sat
don't
back,
need to go
relaxed.
to
And someone will just give us appointment.
People parties
We'll
that
be all
we that
right.
went to school don't have job.
Masho.
3 degrees.
Let us jump very
So
quickly.
should we take that human interest?
To-
or is it
Oh, human
somewhere
interest,
else?
go ahead.
Yes,
Run-
so
let's-
this is a very sad story.
23-year-old drug addict
Yes.
kills father, sister, injures 6
Oh,
neighbors.
no.
Yes,
You see,
in Ebonyi State.
Codeine.
You know, we're just talking about drugs.
So
but
it's a start.
he had gone and taken his hard drugs and come home. And his father was like, oh, where are you coming from? And he took a machete to his father and killed him. His sister heard it, came in and why would you, and he killed his sister as well. Neighbors came around and he injured like 6 of them.
quickly, in
Because
support of what
someone-
Jumoke was saying.
Can I just
that-
finish this story?
Okay, sorry.
He was shot. Finally, a victim's husband shot him. And that was how he was, or else would have just gone around
Make was
killing
talking
people.
about different types of drugs. There's a drug trend that there's a particular strain of drug that when it's taken causes the user to be like this. So the person starts to do
hallucinate
and kill people and destroy things around.
Right.
So it's worse than codeine.
Unfortunately, we can't take any more
Treat
stories.
Drug addiction. Don't ban the drug.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review.
Only.
When we return,
Don't ban
so we
only.
heard that the Lagos state plans to pay some pastors and imams salaries.
Ew.
Really? And later on, Let's Talk, we discuss this thing we heard that happened in Ekiti. We're not sure, I didn't see, but lots of videos actually picked it up, the buying and selling of votes. So we want to understand what happened and how can we stop it going forward. Let's go on a break, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So as a way of carrying out reorientation of the citizenry to shun corruption and immorality, the Lagos state government has announced possible plans to engage some religious leaders, including pastors and imams, and also place them on a salary structure. When we heard this, we wondered, could this be true? But if it is, what are your thoughts on it? You can call us on 070-80-668-014. You could tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag TVC so we can read your tweets. So we saw this on the online of the, I think it was the Governor Ambude's page, and we were talking about it. Now, nobody has come out categorically to say, but we're now talking just in case it's true. What are your thoughts? What could be the rationale for this?
No, they told us the rationale, actually, and I just did not want to believe. Normally, when something breaks, I would have put my opinion on social media. This one, I'm still in denial.
Let's think about the end result they are trying to achieve.
Their
They're trying
rationale
yes.
is that we need our religious homes, pastors and imams, to help us in this anti-corruption drive.
Right.
And we have noticed that in big churches, and they mentioned their names, like the Redeem, the Christ Embassy, and the Living Faith. What's their name? Winners Chapel. That their junior pastors are paid between 25 to 45,000 naira. So we just want to help them. And they are graduates. God will bless you. So we want to give them some money. You see, that rationale alone. I now remember that, wait, sir, there are some broadcasters that are paid between 40 to 80,000 a month. And we are the ones who come out to spread the news. Will you not pay us too?
Okay, well, let us not look at it. I would like to focus on the part of aiding the reorientation of Nigerians, helping them to, because whether we like it or not, people believe their pastors and their imams, they're religious leaders.
They don't believe
they
don't.
don't. You see, if didn't have Lagos, how many times Lagos State has held a campaign on paying taxes? They run all their campaigns, do this, do that. But you go to church, they say,
pay tithes.
Okay.
And you pay immediately.
Okay, let's agree with Mariah. Well done for the government for acknowledging that you know that we have a problem. So that's one. Two, that you are even willing to do something about it. 2 points. But please, the way that they are proposing to go about it has to be the strangest thing we've ever heard.
In fact.
I mean, these are pastors and imams. This is what they already do. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every end of the month, they already speak to these people at the end of the year, and the imams sometimes 5 times in a day. But the thing is, people, you're trying to do this because you think that people commit crimes because they do not know. No, people actually commit crimes even though they know that it is bad. So what you should be doing really is punishment. People need to understand repercussions, you cannot be babying them anymore. And until you start punishing people for crimes done, people will still do. Like everywhere in the world, it says crime does not pay. But in Nigeria,
do you understand
it pays because...
Don't you feel like the government is acknowledging that, listen, these are where my people listen to these religious leaders. And so let me engage the religious leaders.
And that is where I'm going. They already engage them. The people that steal, go to church.
And pay tithes.
They go to the mosque. So
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
there's nothing new that you'll be telling these people. They already know. The only thing you're not doing is that you're not punishing people across board. You cannot punish someone who steals 100,000 for 5 years and lock him up. And then another person that steals billions of naira, runs down an economy, will be celebrated and, you know, given all sorts of, you know, and get plea and
Okay, let me
get
come
soft.
to Nima on this.
You
What
all
are your
know,
thoughts?
I'm the most magnanimous in thoughts when it comes to government policies, but this one just broke my heart. You see, there are a lot, and I cannot continue to, I know I sound like a broken record, but there are a lot of our young people who are very qualified, who are working as casual workers when they could have better working arrangements in this country, in this state particularly, and nobody, not even the NLC, like I criticize on this show, has looked into their workers' rights and benefits in this country. But we look at pastors who already enjoy or our imams who enjoy fat checks from worshippers who are following them, and well-wishers, because we know how these things work. You get a break and you say, Imam, because you felt he prayed for you. We have a lazy mindset among worshippers, and people rather have their imams pray for them than pray by themselves. And you know, they settle them well. These people are well taken care of already if you leave them to their followers. And then rather than take care of the people who pay you taxes, who are under your own care directly, you leave that for this kind of thing. I felt so heartbroken when I read this.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Let me
getting serious about the issue. The reason some pastors are paid 25 to 45, they're counting their days too. They're learning the ropes until they go and open their own church and become general overseer. The big churches that they mention, some of those pastors even have private jets. They are not poor.
Oh,
that they are paying, listen now, so I'm saying that the reason they are paying the junior pastors is there are many branches and all those junior pastors have to bring the money to the main church.
I don't think that those pastors...
Hold on. Orthodox churches like the Catholic and the Anglican churches, the pastors are taking care of, there's a home called the hold on, sir. There's a vicarage that takes care of pastors, so they are not in lack of anything. Plus, if their job is to already say, do not steal, why are you paying them for? Also, anybody can be a pastor. Okay. Jumake can say that I've read my Bible 11 times, I can quote any part of it, and just because of this government policy, I'm going to open my own church. Let's not start rewarding corruption.
Okay, let me let you know.
In Rwanda, they've successfully regulated religion to the extent that I now appreciate such regulations. I would love that, you know, it's copied here, where we have the different factions of religions put together under a regulation, put together a new ulama for something. Because I'm Muslim, I don't know how you do it in the churches. Put together a new ulama that gives us a correct standard of religion that we follow, not this different factions.
I don't even think that figure is correct. For 25,000 to 45,000. I don't think pastors are paid that low. I really don't think so. But let me
if
take
they are paid that low, someone should be regulating their church to make sure that the person that is getting fact check, you know, they balance.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there?
I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my name is Dele. I'm calling here from Lagos.
Go ahead.
I'm a pastor. And when I saw this news, I felt slighted. Because, for God's sake, that's what we do day in, day out.
Free of charge.
So what we expect from the government is actually to provide structural support, okay, for the things we are already doing day in, day out. We don't need to be paid for this. Okay, let them be examples for us.
So what does structural support mean? Like land to build your church or things like that? What does structural support mean?
What I'm saying is that let them also, from their angle, not depict any form of corruption. Because what they are even doing is contradicting what we are teaching.
Right.
So they're even giving us more problems.
All right, thank you, Dele. Let's take a few tweets.
Kolade Dunsi says, this is Nigeria, a country where pastors and imams are paid to speak out against corruption. This is Nigeria. Akim Amao says, this is simple. First of all, we need to create jobs, then set reasonable minimum wage, and everything will fall in place. You will see that if they are not competitive enough, they will up their game. Amstel 2011 says, when corruption lives in the church, giving money to pastors and imams on his own is corruption. This is money laundering in another language. The governor is becoming a lazy Nigerian governor, bereft of ideas, of moving with time. He should resign now.
I think finally for me.
Amstel,
We have to run
The government is not the moral police. The government's job is to execute laws, and that is what it should do. They should leave this for the pastors and imams. Do not make
so,
issues
as we
here.
said,
Do not be involved.
nothing is out there yet. We just read it online, and
I still don't believe it.
We are hoping that it's not true. But we saw it on the Twitter page, and we just thought to discuss it, just in case they are thinking along those lines. These are the views of Nigerians. Let's go on a break. When we come back, so the buying and selling of votes we heard in Ekiti, that happened in Ekiti. Let's talk a bit more about that and see how we can hopefully stop this from going ahead. Move on. We're going to take a break now. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Lately, we have been hearing stories of how Nigerians started selling and buying votes. The Independent National Electoral Commission has, however, called for the criminalization of vote buying to stop the trend in this political system. Now, we tried to get someone from INEC to join us today. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here, but hopefully we'll continue this conversation sometime, maybe next week or 2 weeks' time. But in the meantime, we have with us a politician and a House of Assembly aspirant, Captain Ojo Omotade. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, madam.
You can call us on 070-806-68-014. You could also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Thanks for joining us. I know you are from Ekiti, and you're actually in Ekiti when during the whole elections, and and you probably experience some of this buying. And for those who have no idea what this is, could you tell us what is vote buying and selling? Or what did you experience? What exactly did you see during that period?
Actually, the system we are present in the country is very, very bad for the leaders to get to the power, to deliver their promises and manifesto to the people. Because what we call the vote buying was, when there is security, try to convince people that want to vote for their right candidates of their choice. So when you see money, and we know in the country, many people, it's very hard for them to get a daily bread. You understand? So when you bring such a thing, they may come that they want to collect money. But what the country is practicing is very, very bad for the people to get it.
Captain Ojo, so you saw vote buying?
Yes, people do.
Is it vote buy and sell? See and buy?
It's see and buy.
See and buy.
Let me tell you something. Initially, we know where we're going to. You understand? There's something we do in the people. When you look at a foreign country, when you see the security men carry the ammunition arms, it's very hard to see them carry ammunition arms. When you see someone carry ammunition arms in a very close...
Sir, what I want you to tell us is what you saw exactly in that, because we heard it. It was in the papers.
Yeah,
reported it. You tell me exactly what did you see, Madam A putting her vote up like this and then somebody saying yes.
Come and collect your 5,000.
What exactly did you see?
When they started voting,
right.
People were voting for the candidates they want to vote for. And when they have an agent, a party agent will be there. The second party believe that this is not going to favor us. And we're giving them money. So it's better for us to make see and buy. So when you flash your ballot paper, they will signal to you. Another person will be at a corner that will signal to you. That will pay you the money.
So this is
how much was it? How much do you have?
Many people collected 7,000, people collected 10,000.
Was it just one party, or was it all the parties doing the same thing, the political parties, or it was just one particular political party?
Actually, the system has been Nigeria for so long.
Yeah.
You understand? So we masses, we are the problem of it. You understand? So like me, I'm sitting there. Before coming out, I want to contest. You cannot buy me. I prefer not to eat, but I will deliver what I want to deliver. You understand? So doing such a thing is a very big problem to the society.
Okay.
So, Captain, the security around Ekiti at the time was over about 30,000.
30,000 manpower.
So we're told. So we're told. And with all that, it was possible that, you know, someone would stand and say, let me see how you voted. Because I would expect that the security would not allow those kind of practices happen around polling booths. But are you saying that with all their presence, it was possible? So I want to understand, were they aiding the vote buying, or how did they try to stop it?
This is mathematics. You understand? We have an equation. When 3s plus 2s, you get the question, you get the answer.
I'll still be looking for x. I don't
know. I was there telling you. So when you get something like that, you understand? It is mathematics already be. We're going to the field. This is what we're going to do.
Okay.
We know that our security people, they're not working for the good of the country.
The country.
We know that. So I have to.
Is that a statement of fact?
Yes.
How do you know that?
No, everybody knows that now.
They're not working for a good.
Everybody knows that now, and they should be an independent agency. You understand? You understand? So when you see them, they know that they work for the people they will favor.
Okay.
So when you do such a thing, there's nobody who will question you. They will not question you. But if you see another party...
But let me ask you a direct question now. Yeah. Did you see a security official
who was
present there while the vote buying was happening?
And he looked away.
Did you witness it or you just heard?
The Constitution says there's a 5 years to the polling booth where security booth will be there. Yeah, yes. Security officers will be.
True.
You understand? So there must be a spy. We know there is a spy.
Right.
Okay. You understand?
Okay. Party agents?
A spy of security we're talking about. No. A spy of security.
Okay.
Monitoring them as well.
Right. Okay.
So when we have mind to scream or to create awareness to the people that this is what is happening, they will not answer you.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Jumoke.
Okay.
Let us be fair and know what we're talking about.
Okay. So vote buying is illegal in Nigeria as it stands today, because the 1983 elections, the party that won Ondo State lost the elections at the courts because the other party could prove that they paid for votes. So we know that is illegal. Now, INEC is asking the legislature to make a law that makes vote buying illegal. I truly do not understand where they're taking that to. You, as an aspirant, are you going to be paying people to vote for you?
This is our custom now.
Since it has become the norm.
No, it's obviously not the norm. Go ahead.
See, let me tell you something.
If you cannot afford to, how do you then hope to get into power?
All right. Thank you. I like you. I like the question.
I like that too.
I like the question. Your presentation, your background, your legacy is going to speak for you.
Amen.
But I'm asking you a question. So your legacy and people and your trust, you understand? People who's going to vote for you. Okay. Your manifesto will speak for you. They know that you can perform. They know that you can do this thing.
Without money.
You understand?
Without money.
To me, I'm telling you, coming as a candidate, if God will make it for me to get a ticket, I'm not going to give anybody money to go and vote for me. Because I'm telling you, I'm telling you the truth fact. Because of what? I want to deliver what you want me to go and do over there. They know what
what do you want
my constituency, they knows me very well.
Okay, we'll come back to
even society where I belong, in my working place, they know me.
Okay.
Being an integrity.
Okay.
You are a transparent citizen of Nigeria.
Okay. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll find out if indeed you are ready for this position as a member of the House of Assembly in Ekiti State. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we promised our viewers that as many aspirants as we can get to project before they start getting their party tickets, because it's not about partisanship. We're focusing on young people going out there to run for office. So Captain actually is running for office. Let me ask you the basic elementary question. Why are you running to be a member of the House of Assembly in Ekiti State?
Thank you for your question. When I was in school, I was in university, I was a student union activist.
Okay.
So I was president of my local government student union when I was in university. And I engaged in so many servant ways to deliver to my people. The first thing, we see since 1999, and let me start from 1992, we have two constituencies in my local government. Because of lack of population and a lack of vote, they will reduce it to one. And we are the second populated local government in Ekiti State. We lag behind of that. People that were going there, they were not making any move. When I see people voting in as to represent my local government, my constituency being there, you understand? They are Igero local government. The position they are giving them in the chamber is not welcoming at all. It's a big embarrassment to our local government. Okay. So I believe with my experience, and agenda, when I get there, I know what to do.
Okay.
Your experience as 2014-2015 chairman online media campaign for engineer Adedeji Doherty, or 2015 member online media campaign for Dr. Ayodele Fayose. Is that the experience you're talking about?
No. I was 2007. I contested for this same House Assembly.
Okay, and you lost.
On the National Democratic Party.
Okay.
There was a manipulation.
Okay, Pastor. Sorry, Captain, also a pastor.
Are you a pastor?
Yeah, I was a pastor.
That's why I wanted to just say, they are paying pastors. Why don't you stay in church? Or just captain your ship? Look, we need people to be helping us go to Warri, Port Harcourt, Calabar Port and be bringing goods into Nigeria. So this service that you say...
Only Lagos, not Calabar.
We want, you don't want to go to Calabar?
Oh, no, only Lagos is working.
Oh, okay.
Captain,
Let me.
in your field, you know leadership is what you're trying to do. Getting into the House of Assembly is to lead the people of Ijero, Ekiti, and represent them on the floor of the House. Yeah. So, as a young person, a young captain who has naval, or what do you call it?
Naval experience.
Naval experience, captaining your own ship. How have you been able to mentor young captains into your field? Because it's about employment. If you're not already doing that on this platform, how are we now sure that when you get into the House of Assembly, it's not about the paychecks and...
You just collect your salary and go home.
I know how to empower people.
Okay.
And I know how to impact in your life. So far as well as a captain, as well as pastor as well. There's a way you discover people. When I was working on empty Napekos, I discovered a boy because I was only Nigerian on that vessel, and I was the youngest. All the rest crew were international crew. So I discovered a boy. When I was employed, I was only captain. My chief officer was a Kenyan man. You understand? But we lost the man on board. So when I was on sailing, so I was the one taking the vessel. The vessel is about 3,005 metric tons. You understand? I was one running as a captain. I was one running as a chief officer as well. You understand? So when I discovered a rating, an AB, that if I can develop this boy, I will put him to the level.
Okay, so you have mentored the people. Let me take this call because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Jakub, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Please, go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Is it Morayo? Good morning to everybody in the studio. I think I got to disagree with your guest this morning on one thing. You said earlier that Nigerian police or security apparatus are tough to say. They are not working for the good of Nigeria. I dare to disagree. We have the military that died because of this country in the war front. You cannot generalize it. Yes, we have some bad heads among them, but not all of them. Those ones that they give mass burial, they're Nigeria, they have family as well. Exactly. But come to the fourth by Morayo, I can tell you this thing has been in politics since inception. Exactly. The only thing that can take us out of this problem we find ourselves is electronic voting. Assuming that I can go to my work, I can vote, I still go to work. We don't need to shut the economy down.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you. Going back to your ambition, yes, Mariam, want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to. You're also a pastor, and I was wondering, in what ways does being a pastor help you to become who it is that you want to become? The office you're running for, being a pastor, does it help you, or is it working against you?
No, it's not going to work against me.
Okay.
It's going to help me.
How is it going to help you?
How it's going to help me is I'm going to be what do you call it? And a good example to Nigeria.
Unfortunately, Ekiti State House of Assembly has been a rubber stamp to whichever governor has been in position since.
My own case,
so how are we going to feel your impact?
My own case is going to be different.
One out of
I said it.
20,
I'm sorry,
how
madam.
many?
I said it earlier. I said I'm going to be a minority in this coming assembly.
Okay.
Before this last election.
Right.
I said it.
Okay.
Earlier. I said the last 2 years. I'm going to be in a minority.
Right.
And I like to be a minority.
Okay.
I can fight for the masses.
Fantastic.
But when I'm majority,
Right.
I'll be able. There will be manipulation
Right.
into my brain.
Right.
And I'll be able to do whatever I want to do. But to be a minority,
Right.
people can view that this guy
He's fighting for them.
is fighting for them.
Unfortunately, we have to step round up. Thank you very much for coming. We
welcome.
hope you the best. Wish you the best. I mean, because we're trying really hard to let people know that there are options out there. Young people are coming out every day saying they're running for office. So we like that you're coming out as a captain, even in your capacity as a
Captain,
pastor.
don't abandon the ship, oh.
So wish you the best of luck.
Thank you,
Right?
madam.
That's
Thank
all
you.
That's all we can take on the show. If you're facing challenges related to depression, mental health, or you need a person to talk to, guess what? Join us on Wednesday. Our live audience show is Lanre Olushola, the Catalyst. He'll be here to listen to your needs because he has a project he's working on. I'm going to support him because lots of young people are getting depressed and they're committing suicide. So we're there to support. So come on Wednesday, but remember we only have 30 seats.
Come early.
They can't take everybody. So we prefer new people than the old timers. So if you're
people with needs.
people who with needs, actually,
You know,
with
people
real
who would
needs
own
to
up
come
to this
on
kind of
Wednesday.
mental needs. 'cause we
Have a
want to go.
fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.